Righto, welcome everybody to our YouTube channel. This is series number 3. We today have something a little bit more special. We got the Hakone Edition GR86. So the Hakone Edition GR86 is it's a limited edition, so 86 in the country. We did manage to get one from Charlestown Toyota, good friends up here. So this has the Brembo brakes, it's got your bronze wheels, your tan leather interior, mirror caps, black mirror caps, and we're going to be adding something a little bit different with our turbo kit as well. So we're going to stick with you'll see a bit of a bronze theme going on, bronze and black. So we can't wait to show you this version of our TS1-750 Turbo Kit to suit this GR86 in the Hakone Edition in the green. Engine bay, completely standard, so this won't last very long. We can't wait to get it on the hoist and rip out the intake, you know, the front bar, and oh, I just can't wait to fit this turbo kit. I've been losing sleep over this. Let's get amongst it, get dirty, hopefully not too dirty, but let's get this turbo kit on. Righto, so here are a bunch of parts, more than the average turbo kit. So here we have the oil cooler kit. It's optional, obviously. We've got our overpipe, 3-inch overpipe we're fitting. So most people don't fit a 3-inch overpipe because it knocks and hits and this and that. Ours fits perfectly. You'll see that, like, the last thing you want is a brand new car with knocks and rattles and this and that. I promise you it will not have any knocks, rattles or any kind. So we're fitting the 3-inch overpipe very confidently, along with the front pipe with a cat, keep it legal, and we've got our 2.75-inch twin exit exhaust system with a silver tips option. You can do the blue tip. We have done a few extra things. So you'll notice the bronze top aluminium intercooler pipe and the bronze powder coated front housing of the turbo, and we have the black ceramic coating for the headers, rear housing and the dump pipe. Just a few extra things we've added into this kit just to make it look really nice, and you know, we wanted to make something pretty special for this Hakone Edition. All right, so we're just basically getting rid of these factory shielding. So we did in the last video as well. Got to do it on every one of the new GR kits. So it's just like a little plastic thing there. You just got to unbolt all your little 6mm bolts there, cut all your cable ties, remove all that, and then you can tuck that out the way, away from the dump pipe. All right, that's the little tray right here. Yeah, this can go in the bin. Righto, so we're just removing the standard overpipe, which on the GR is around about 2¼ inch. It's quite small for turbo. For NA it's not overly bad, but we will show you in a second a side-by-side from the 2¼ to our 3-inch overpipe, which is actually a huge difference in CFM. So we'll get this out and give you an idea on the size on the ground side by side. So you guys in the US or Europe, mostly with Imperial sort of size tooling, you will need metric. So these are a 14mm nut for the headers, and they're all pretty much 14mm overpipe, both sides of the overpipe, hanger bracket, and then you've got a 12 and a 14mm in the mid pipe as well for the catback. So you will need some metric sizing tools to do this job. I've just used, if you do get our oil cooler kit, I've just used the packaging off the oil cooler kit. So I'm separating all the bolts in the engine bay, clips, nuts, everything, and it's just working out good. So if you do get the oil cooler kit with our turbo kit, it aids as a little nuts and bolts container. When getting the overpipe out, it's just easiest to take the 2 engine mount bolts out and we just jack the motor up, whether you use a floor jack or a gearbox jack to jack the engine up. And it just makes life so easy. So this is a 17mm on the GR, or the Series 2. I think the Series 1s are a 14mm. We've just jacked the motor up on the hoist here so we can get the stock overpipe out. So a bit of a twist and a corkscrew, and she comes out just like that. And then we'll get our 3-inch overpipe in, and we'll show you where it normally does hit, but we've slightly rejigged our piping, so the 3-inch overpipe now no longer rubs or hits or makes any knocking noises. You now have the stock overpipe, so you can see that's about 2¼ inch. Fine for NA, not really even fine for turbo. Even a little bit of boost, I'd definitely recommend upgrading to at least a 2½ inch. 2.75 is better. If you want the best, just go to the 3-inch. We'll now put this 3-inch in. We'll show you how that corkscrews exactly the same way. Straight in. Straight up. And stuck. That should now, we've just pulled the engine up just slightly higher for that to get through, and that sits in like that. We'll get the engine back down so you can see the clearances. All right, so when lowering the engine back down, just make sure your studs come back through and don't damage the thread on the way back down. So if you have a friend, you can just put a bit of pressure on the engine while you're bringing the motor back down, just to prevent any damage to the thread. That's the way to go. So you're my friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I just do that,
Yeah.
give it another jiggle.
Give it another jiggle.
So you can
The subframe?
No, just the engine.
The engine?
So just push the engine back until it, yeah, just that's it there. So just grab this and
Okay.
give it a bit of a, it's already starting to kind of go in.
Yeah, through.
Yep.
Yep.
All good.
Easy. The 3-inch overpipe is installed. You can see how just huge it is in there. So the piping is quite big compared to the standard. So you do have a fair bit of room, maybe 15 odd mil of room. So we're trying to get to as close to the top as we can because the engine does twist down. So you don't want it to go down and knock on the subframe. Right, so we have modified our jigs to make sure the 3-inch overpipe does not hit. Driving your car constantly having something knocking underneath just drives you crazy. So I don't think any other brand has really made something good where it doesn't hit. Everyone knows you just got to bash a 3-inch overpipe to make it fit. But yeah, our one will not do that. So let's drain this factory oil, 0.20, crazy thin oil. But this has 13 Ks on the oil, so it should be pretty good and watery. With the big 13 Ks on the clock, 13.13, there is 0 silicon in the pickup, which we kind of expected, but after a track day or two, which we may not ever do it with this car, we would definitely inspect it again. But we, at some point, we will pull the sump off and re-inspect it, maybe after a few thousand Ks, just to make sure. When you're getting our 70mm catback twin exit, it's easiest to take off these hangers off the car. So get these off, just like that, using the pry bar, both sides, and we'll attach them to the exhaust first and then put them up onto the car. Makes it a lot easier. So we keep the front rubber in, and this is noticeably a lot lighter than the stock unit. I don't know what the weight is, but it's definitely lighter. So we bring it up, hang it in the front part of the rubber there, and then we can put the rear rubbers in a bit like that. Something like that. We have got the rear section sitting in there, just roughly loosely in there, nothing firm just yet. Next, we've got the overpipe in obviously first. Now we're going to get the front pipe in. We've got the catted front pipe in this instance for this car. It is a street car, so we definitely want to put a cat in there. So we'll just roughly fit this one in, and then we'll come back and fit the mid pipe up in a minute. Sealing up the sump, we use the RTV Grey Max, and on the 2.4 GRs and BRZ's 2.4 litre, you need to just put the sealant just inside the hole, to the inside. Because if you notice, and you'll see on your own car, if you're doing this yourself, there's only a very thin area where it does seal on the sump. And it's just inside that center line, almost to the center line of the hole. And just make sure you run that round a good amount. But double check on your own car, just so you can see where you need to actually put the silicone, because you don't need a great deal, you need to put it in the right spot. Now let's fit. I've already got the grey RTV silicone on the sump, and that sump face is all clean. I've sprayed it, I've cleaned it, it's dry, free of oil. So now let's get bolt up, get that location right, and slowly just, you don't want the sump to move. Once you've got the, sort of want to get that location of the holes right, on the way up. You don't want to move it around and then lose where all the silicon's supposed to be. If it smears everywhere, it kind of loses where it's supposed to be. Another thing you will notice is right here, this is a dash fitting on the front of the sump. So we use a full braided line oil feed with the OPR40 and oil return. So dash 10, a Teflon braid with the speed flow fittings straight from the sump. So there's no rubber line, so it won't deteriorate over time, so it'll outlast your car. I've just undone the clip here, this bottom line, and then undone the other clip on this line over here. Pull that down and I've loosened them off. So they're just on the ends. You can see that you can basically move them. So what you want to do is pull that one off and pull that one off almost simultaneously and just do the switcheroo as fast as you can. I don't really know how this is going to go. Oh, it's gonna, all right, here we go. That wasn't so bad. All right, now that is obsolete. We now are installing the SME 15-row oil cooler kit, and you will need a few parts. This is genuine Subaru. It's the adapter, male to male little bolt that goes straight in there like that, and we'll lock that up, and then we'll get the housing and put that on in a second. Rightio, so we're going to fit the thermostatic housing. Make sure you have locked up the bolt here. A lot of people do not do this and then wonder why things leak. 27mm is what you need for that. That can now go onto the engine. And again, you'll need the 27mm for our male to female bolt to bolt that down. Again, with the 27mm, needs to be a thin edge. Can't be too fat of an edge, it has to be a thinner edge. And lock that down pretty well square with the car, so you pretty much want it facing directly forward. This then does give you, if you want to come in onto these little 1/8 fittings down in here, does give you the option to run like a oil pressure switch, oil temp, things like that. So you've got two available. This one here is close to the belt, but you can get a 90-degree fitting if you wanted to face it up or down. Gives you some options there for different gauges, etc. in the car. So then the last thing you need to do is 25mm, probably 1 inch will be fine as well, but 25 is very snug. And just give these front fittings a good tight. These are very high quality fittings. They also have a seal, like a rubber seal inside the washer. Really good quality stuff. For this install, probably the only install I'll ever do that I will use the factory oil filter, only because it's done 13 kilometers. So I'll probably just use this now, and then in a couple thousand Ks or something like that, I will dump the oil and then put our frame oil filter on. Here as well, there's a few things we need to do, and we need to reroute this wiring. The dump pipe from the turbo comes down through here, so you certainly don't want to melt any plugs. We'll put some heat sleeving on, some plugs down here as well. Just these two bottom ones here, and then zip tie them on. These will pull out of the way, but we do need to chop this bracket here off here as well, which we'll show you in a minute. And we'll re-cable tie the wiring down underneath where it doesn't get close to the dump pipe. Look, if I cable tie there like that, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just this part though.
Yeah, there's that big block of shit down there.
But you can...
Yeah.
Oh, but would that be in the way of the fan?
No, if we cable tie that up to like that there.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll leave that tucked into where that was. Just, because that just sticks out like that.
Yeah.
But then if we break that and bring it underneath like that, it's still on the road, and it's going to blow that way anyway.
Yeah. Cool.
I like that the best so far, and it's the simplest way. Rightio, so we need to cut this bracket off here. where the wiring was going down there before. So we'll just bring our side cutters in there, cut one there, and one there. So we'll remove that bracket there because that gets in the road of the actuator arm for the turbo. So we don't want that. Same thing here, just getting everything as far away from the heat as possible, if not away. Then we'll put some heat sleeve over it and we'll get through like that, and then we can cable tie that around all that area where you don't want any heat getting in there. Protect all that wiring, especially on track days. We've gone ahead and chopped that little bracket off which we saw before. Keep the wiring tucked into this bracket, and we pull that big connector out of this ob-round hole here. Bring that around here and you can zip tie that up nice and neat over here. The bottom one's the same. That white bit there was going in this hole here. And we can flip that underneath and cable tie that. And just keep it nice and neat. So you keep cable tying it along, which makes about a 45mm difference in space. So you'd really need that to get the dump pipe down there. We've also then gone through here, put the heat shielding, zip tied it all up nice and neat. And that just gets everything away. Anything near the dump pipes fully covered by the heat sleeve. Rightio, so now we've fit the headers. We've gone through and done all the wiring, all of that sort of stuff. So grab your gaskets, and we use, like I said in the last video, we use the WRX turbo gaskets. So obviously they're built for boost. So you've got a flat side here, and then you've got a side that's bubble. So the bubble side will go down. So flat side will go up, and they just sit like that. And then these headers here, obviously, we said before as well, we've got the black ceramic coating. It just looks really nice and neat. It does retain a bit of heat. I wouldn't say it's as good as the real thermo wrap, no way in the world, but we really wanted to make sure this car looked nice and neat. We're not going to do track days in this car, so the black ceramic was a good option for us. And they should go up. That's perfect. We are now up to fitting the turbo, and before we fit the turbo, remove this yellow tape. It's all pre-done for you, ready to go. Remove that, get that ready, because once we remove this bolt right now, we'll just dummy that up. So give that a crack with a 14mm spanner, and make sure you don't change the direction of this disc, because it is embossed forward this way, and if you put it around the other way, this will be the contact on that bearing and sparks will fly everywhere. So there's a little raised section there which goes to the inside, so don't change the direction of that. So try to do that in one step so you don't muck that up. Just finger tight for the moment and just sit that there like so. Oh, this is my favorite bit. Yeah, fuck yeah. We've got this turbo a little bit special. We did get the powder coat in the gloss bronze to suit the wheels. We just love it, so we're going with the black and gold, sort of bronze gold sort of theme. It's just an animal, obviously. It's just huge in the engine bay compared to the little G series sort of stuff. It just looks enormous, and it suits its personality because it's just a beast on the street. Let's get this thing on. It's actually quite easy to fit, hopefully. So just a little tip when you are tightening your exhaust. Don't just put one part on and then tighten it up. So fit from the dump pipe, hand tight, down to here. Get all your nuts and bolts in, just finger tight first. Then start to align, because a little bit of difference here, if you tighten something here that's just a little bit out, it's out by a substantially amount down there. So get everything finger tight, and you can move the pipes. So you've got a little bit of leeway. So if something's falling too far to the side, say the overpipe, you can just hold it to the top, nip it up and tighten it there. That stops a lot of the rattles. People get a lot of rattles and they don't know how to fix it. Simply undo the bolts, give it a move, tighten back up, happy days. Also, if you look over here, you'll see in our catted front pipes, you've got the O2 sensor. So a lot of engineers, sometimes they will say they need a post catalytic converter sensor. For us at the moment, we're just in here, but if the engineer does require it, there is a port there where you can put the sensor, and you'll have to extend wires to put it into our cat right there. When you're fitting our oil cooler kit, pre-tighten the lines on top of the oil cooler and make them vertical along the core. Do it now, and it just saves you doing it in the car where it's far harder to get to. It's nice and easy on the floor here right now. Now we're up to the OPR 40. So this gives you filtration for the turbo and also 2 years warranty on the turbo globally. So that's obviously a really good reason why we go with the Turbo Smart. I mean, you can put these on our Garrett or our Pulsar kits. There's plenty of customers that do that. But it just comes with this new TS1-750 Turbo Kit standard, so good option. Now, with the intercooler piping, you have to unclip these two plugs on both sides, both exactly the same. So there's a little plastic tab here which we need to get rid of. So just pop that through like so. Get that out of the way. And then we'll cut that little bit of plastic. I'll just use a hacksaw blade. That's it. That's what we're getting rid of, both sides, just to allow the silicone to get through that gap. Alright everyone, well that's a wrap for this car, and we have successfully put this turbo kit in 24 hours. Actually only 8 hours, so this one was really good. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. This would be the first dealer-delivered Turbo GR86 Hakone Edition, maybe even any GR86 for that matter. You can get this turbo kit in the bronze limited edition. There's only 5 available with the bronze on our website at www.motorsport.sydney. It's available, the TS1-750 Turbo Kit. Limited edition in the bronze. Please leave in the comments which intercooler colour, your piping colour, bronze, black or silver. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe.